It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to ACA Live number 20. Can't believe we've been doing this now for 20 weeks. I think 21. I missed one. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody is safe. Our prayers and well wishes are with the people in Louisiana. They got hit by a terrible hurricane and that whole region. I've been through it. I know what it's like, and it's not easy. I guess power was lost by over 1 million people pretty quick. So, again, our best wishes to everyone in the areas that was affected. Have you joined the ACA yet? I don't want to start off with a commercial, but we heard an interesting statistic the other day. The company that we contract with for our discount program called us and they said, do you know that the American Catfishing Association members are using our discount program more than any other program in the country? The average is number around 10, 11, 12% that people use it. Congratulations, everybody, because you're saving a lot of money. We're averaging well over 29% of our membership using this great discount program. So you spend $50 a year and you get to save a lot more. So join the ACA. With your membership, you're going to get a cap. Let me show you a little membership kit here. This comes with your membership in a nice box. And inside is a greeting from none other than Bill Dance. And you get your membership card right here. And inside here, if you want to make a donation for conservation, you can. You get our catch, photograph, and release decal. And of course, where did it go? Well, there's an ACA decal that comes with it too. I don't know where it is, but it looks just like this. That goes right on your boat or your truck or anywhere you choose to put it. So it's $50 a year. You can save all sorts of great money with the ACA discount program. Right on the back, if you don't know, let me pull out this membership card. Right on the back of this membership card, I wish I had a zoom so you could see it. So all the details of how to save the money. And all you do is you download it on your phone. And you don't need this. All this information is right here. And the system recognizes you, and you're going to start saving money. Hey, behind me, I got a huge catfish. See that? Come up with a good name for him. So, we have with us tonight the one and only, I don't know if he needs an introduction. Mark sits on our Tournament Alliance Committee. He's vice chair now. He sits on our Conservation Committee. He's going to be, I'm suspecting that he will be working on our awards banquet. – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – Let me bring him in here. Hey, Mark.
Hey guys, how are y'all tonight?
I'm doing great. I think everybody else is, other than those that are in the deep south.
Right. Yeah, prayers to the guys in Louisiana, Mississippi, all them folks that got hit by Hurricane Ida. Our prayers go out to them, and we understand. Michael come through here and took us out a couple of years ago, and I know what they're going through, and I hope everybody's safe as they can be, and I hope they get things back in order quickly down there.
Yeah, well, I understand that none of the levees failed. They had a couple parts of the levee where the water came over, but none of them were none of them failed. So that was good.
That's excellent. But I know there's a lot of people on east of Louisiana that got those eastern bands, and those small towns there, they got messed up pretty bad. So we need to not forget about them.
Yeah, that northeast corner of a hurricane, you don't want to be. You don't want to. I've been through enough of them, and when they're north of us, I'm not too concerned. When they're south of us, I get real concerned.
Right.
I'll stick it out to a category 3, but once it hits a 4 or more, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to mention, if I could, Glenn, a minute. I see where somebody commented, Shannon Stafford, Joe Lavery. He's one of our regular anglers with M&J down in southeastern Alabama. He's from Pensacola, Florida. He got in a bad motor vehicle accident last week, and he's injured pretty bad, and we'd like to wish him a speedy recovery. He's a really good tournament angler, and he's a regular, and he's one of our guys, and we're really looking out for him and hoping the best for him. He got pretty seriously injured in that car accident, though.
I'm sorry to hear that. And yeah, best wishes for a quick recovery.
Right.
Brian St. Alma, best wishes out to him. He's been a little under the weather.
That's what I understand. I hope he's getting better.
He is. I text him every day and see how he's doing, and he seems like he's making good progress. So
that's good.
Good news. Yeah. So anybody that's out there looking for Brian, he's laying low.
Right.
But he'll be okay. There was one other thing I was going to bring up, and I forgot. Oh, I just saw in the chat, Carl Wells. He was just got out of the hospital after 3 weeks. I'm hoping it was nothing serious, Carl, and I hope you're feeling great and ready to go fishing.
Yeah. All these people getting hit with COVID, prayers go out to them because it's affecting everybody.
Yeah. It's be safe. Get your shots. Don't get your shots. Your choice.
Your choice. Just take your precautions.
Yep. Be careful. Be careful.
That's right.
And I saw Les Thompson in here. Hey, Les. Now, I always get him confused. Is Les Thompson Nooner Hall? Answer the question for me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like Carl's had some rough time with the COVID now. Prayers out to you, Carl, buddy.
Is that what he had, COVID?
Yeah, I said it took his brother-in-law, and he's got a sister still in the hospital, so he's had a really rough time.
Oh, okay. That's Les Thompson is Nooner's dad. Let me tell you something about Nooner. He has this board that he set up on the back of his truck, and it's got nails in it. And I saw him put together a rig in a matter of a minute, double hook rig. And I was so impressed with this thing. And tell Nooner to call me, because I've already been on my CAD system and I've created the Nooner board. No, I mean, this was cool. This was really cool. And I want to share it with him.
For tying rigs.
I was really, really impressed with it.
What was that for? Tying rigs?
Yeah, he had these nails set up, and he just whipped these this double hook rig together in 30 seconds.
Wow.
Now, granted, by itself, it's great. In a rig wrap, it'd be even better.
I tell you what, Glenn, I broke down and got me a what's that called? The rig wrap. Got it the other weekend in Helena. The saddle pack.
Oh, the Rig Pack 60?
Yeah, not the one that just holds it, but the one that like saddlebags and the thing goes in the middle.
Where did you get that? Because we're
Tackle
out of
Bandit.
stock on them.
Tackle Bandit.
Oh, Nate's got a few of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had one. And I bought it at Helena. Tell you what, it really condensed my tackle, and I enjoy it immensely.
Yeah, I apologize, everybody. Getting stuff shipped in here is absolutely horrible.
Well, this is really good because I can hang it on the back of my seats and get my tackle bag off the floor. So when it rains and stuff like that, it's really helpful. Yeah.
You can strap it on the back of on your seats.
Yeah. That's what I did with it. I really enjoyed it.
I spent a lot of time designing that.
Yeah. It works well.
But yeah, shipping over from offshore is terrible. I have a friend of mine who's president of a local water filtration company. And the stuff they send is pretty heavy from offshore. But he's telling me that they paid $39,000 for a 40-foot container.
Wow.
And that's normally about $4,500. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyways, Mark, you've got a charity event coming up.
We do.
Tell us about
our my local trail that we run, M&J Catfish War, along with Marty Highnote. We've got a September 11th tournament on the Chattahoochee River, Lake Seminole, and one of our other anglers, Brandon Sasser, his wife is having some medical issues, and we are turning this September 11th tournament into a benefit tournament for their family to help defray some of their medical costs. And we're accepting any donations anybody wants to send. You can contact Marty. He's got a PayPal set up that it can run through. Anything like that. They're going to have a lot of medical bills, and we're really just trying to help them out. He's been one of our most dedicated anglers, like Joe Lavery, and we're just really trying to help the family out. We're going to give 40% of at the minimum, 40% of the proceeds of the tournament is going to go to the family. And, several of our guys have already said if they win, they're going to give it all to them. So, we're going to just try to help raise a little money for them through a tournament to help defray those medical costs that are, how quick they'll pile up.
Oh, yeah.
They're a young couple, got 3 small children in their 30s, and this kind of hit them out of nowhere. It's not COVID related, so it's something different, and we're just really trying to help them out.
Well, that's great of you and Marty to do, and the whole M&J family. I think that, I've said this before, the catfish community is such a generous bunch. And I think it's great when folks like yourself put something like this together to help somebody in the community. Brad Anders next week, actually this week, Saturday, Fishing for a Cure. If you go to catfishingforkids.com, you can get signed up for that. You can win a new Sea Arc boat. If you're an ACA member, it's going to be a Division I event, so you can get your points there. And you got a chance to win another Sea Arc boat. So there's one event, 2 chances to win a boat. And they're great boats because they're all from Sea Arc.
That's true. That's a great, well-built boat.
In fact, I saw a post. Massengales just took delivery of a new ProCat 240, and it's got new graphics on the side. Looks pretty good.
I saw that today. Yeah. It did look nice.
And what? The other thing too is that they put on there was the Transom splash guards, which I think are fantastic.
Yeah, keep some of that backsplash coming. I thought it was the Massengale brothers, I believe, got that boat. It looked really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
No, it's terrific. But Sea Arc does a great job, and they're always looking to improve their product. Steve Henderson is out on a number of Sea Arc boats all the time. His staff, the same thing. And I think you're going to constantly see every model year new and improved features on the boat.
Yeah, well, that's the way they make it better for sure. I mean, you're talking about tackle, your rig wrap stuff. A lot of tackle's getting hard to find. Reels, rods, terminal tackle, even hooks. That's if you see something out there, you better get it because it's hard to come by nowadays. I mean, I think
We are
everybody's
down
having the
to
same
our
problem.
last little bit of orange. We're down to about 2/3 of a case of easy sinker slides, although we got a whole bunch more of those being made right now. So it's just it's crazy. And then the cost of shipping, you're going to see it, unfortunately, in the stores. I mean, there's price increases going across the board.
Yeah, it's going. I don't know how they can avoid it right now. It's just
you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
It's but
it's.
I've been telling folks
again, when shipping goes up almost 10 times in some cases, and then you've got the cost of plastic, the resin, the people that make the clips for the sinker slides just raise their costs to us over 20%. It's nuts.
I know there's a guy that supports our trail. He's got does dragging weights, reel them up dragging weights. Ron Goucher, he's got a good supply because he makes them at home. They're made here, but a lot of people have a problem getting dragging weights, in different sizes. And I think, they're it's just everything. The materials, it's just materials. Materials are hard to come by to make what you're making. You got a problem with plastics and everything else. It's just hard to come by.
Well, it's material, it's shipping, it's just the stupid COVID thing.
Yeah.
China just shut down one of their major ports, and they're now just slowly opening it back up. So, I mean, everything is screwed up. So, Mark, I'm going to switch gears here. We're going to talk a little bit about Alabama and the skipjack situation. You were kind enough to give a call to Alabama today. And had a conversation with, who was it, the vice commissioner?
I spoke with a guy named Fred Harders. He is the assistant director of the fisheries division for the state of Alabama Department of Conservation. And I was doing this, and I called the commissioner's office to begin with, and he wasn't in, and they diverted me. Yes, Chris. Blankenship, I think it is. And they diverted me to Fred. And of course, Fred said he's talked to a bunch. I said, look, Fred, I said, I told him who it was. I said, I'm here on behalf of the ACA, and he wasn't sure what that was. So I informed him. And I said, we need some clarification on this skipjack issue. I said, on several different levels. And he was very kind and took the time to talk to me. And he was actually on his cell phone, and he told me, number one, they wanted to enact the same enforcement rule that Tennessee had. In other words, 100 skipjack limit. I said, that's great. I said, I'm not talking to anyone who was opposed to the limit. It's just clarification on how you're going to apply that. And we came to the conclusion that individual recreational fishermen that catch 100 skipjack today, say I catch 100, I'm up at Wheeler and I catch 100, and I go home, put them in my freezer, and I'm back in 2 weeks and I catch another 100, and now I've got 200. I'm okay. That's going to be not a problem. So went to that, and I've had several calls from commercial bait guys on the Tennessee River impoundments asking for clarification. And now let me say this up front. Every one of them I talked to has said, look, we want to make sure we're above board and following the law to the letter. We don't want to get in any trouble. And I said, now I relayed that to Mr. Harders. And he said, well, our intent with this is to stop out of state people from coming over here and catching so many skipjack and taking them home.
Thousands.
That's what they want to do, which I agree with. And, you know, he said, you know, we've seen a decline in skipjack numbers and size, not just the Tennessee River, but across the state. He mentioned a river, I think he said the Tallapoosa River, that used to have a lot of skipjack, and they can't even find any in it, and they don't know why. It's not from overfishing. There's no commercial fishermen over there, but they've been actually doing this study. Well, I think everybody in the catfishing community, at least along the Tennessee River, will agree that over the past 5 or 6 years, the numbers have declined, the sizes have gone down, and they're concerned about over harvesting, which
Okay,
you know,
Mark,
we're all about.
Tell you what, hang on. We're going to finish up with this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to finish up talking about Alabama, and there's some other conservation efforts going around the country too.
Yeah.
So sit tight for a couple minutes, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Fear of failure is failure itself. The world of science rewards the ones who are willing to try and fail, because with the courage to fail and to learn, ideas can change the world.
Hey guys, Pipeline here. Do you want the absolute best when it comes to the performance of your reels?
Choose the company Tournament Anglers trust. From our top-notch reel services
to high-end quality terminal tackle.
Trust in
Pipeline Tackle.
It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
From cane poles to crappie rods to catfish, B&M continues. B&M continues making memories for over 75 years.
I can't believe it. One person got that right.
One person. Must have been B then.
Yep. It was B. Brian Blush. I never can pronounce his last name. He's got a great tackle shop in Helena. The Papa's Tackle.
Oh yeah, I met him last weekend.
Yeah.
Very nice fella.
Terrific guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Jason Moses said, give him a prize. I'd give him a free rig wrap, but he's got plenty in stock. Brian Blush. Blush. Pop's Tackle. Okay. Not poo-poo tackle, Marty. Yeah, answer C, I made it up. That's the French word. That's the French word for green. So I fooled you all. Anyway, so we were talking about the skipjack situation in Alabama, and I'm sorry to have interrupted.
It's okay.
We had to take that because I know that this is an important conversation, and I didn't want to go on too long without breaking.
Well, I just know that the commercial fishermen, and
Break it up a little bit, Mark. There. Hello. I think I'm watching his monitor to see if he comes back. But the purpose of the regulation is Mark was saying earlier, and I had a conversation with Mark and the folks in Alabama in the past, was to really curb. Oh, wait a minute! I saw him move. Hold on. Oh, he's gone. He'll be back. Anyways, to curb the over harvesting of skipjack for that the bait dealers throughout the country are taking. They're taking thousands and thousands of fish. They are not going to hurt the bait dealers that are dealing for the tournaments. They just don't want the thousands of skipjack leaving the state. And when I say thousands, the numbers were unbelievable. When Mark comes back, we'll finish up that. Let me tell you a little bit more about some of the other conservation efforts. There's a big conservation or effort going on in Indiana, and we've been working with the Indiana Catfish Conservation Association, and they have proposed some regulation considerations. If you go to the ACA not the website, the Facebook page, you'll see a post that we made there with a link to go on there and to make your comments to the state of Indiana. And it's a little tough to get onto the section to post your comments, but be patient and try to get through it. They'll ask for your email address and your confirmation of your email address, and you move forward through the whole process, and you get into it. I think Mark's back. Anyways, before I bring Mark back in, go to the ACA Facebook page, scroll down one or two posts, and you'll see the post and the link, and help us there with Indiana. A few weeks back, we also talked about Missouri, and Missouri, where he is. Missouri for comments on something by August 15th, and we drafted a letter, and we sent that on to them. And it was pretty much everything that we all are looking for: transportation of fish over state lines, certain bag limits, your over and unders, that kind of thing. So we were very realistic in the requests that we made, suggestions that we made. And as Jason McDuffie from B&M Polls would say, you can't eat an elephant in one bite. And so we're going after this, little by little. We're making good progress where it needs to. We've had conversations with Kentucky. We're getting there. And you folks, as members of the ACA, thank you. Those that are not, join us. Help us make a difference. That's what we're here to do. We're here to bring the catfish community together, to do things for conservation, bring you resources, and grow the sport of catfishing. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take your help. So, Mark, I gave him kind of a little overview of really what Alabama was trying to accomplish by eliminating this overfishing by the commercial aspect, taking thousands and thousands of skipjack out to other parts of the country.
That's exactly what they told me. That was their intent, to stop the overfishing, or people taking them back to other parts of the country and selling them for $5 or $6 a piece. But my concern was our local bait guys that provide a service, and I told him, I said, well, it's it serves a purpose for the bait guys that say, I gave them an example that Sea Arc had a tournament last year and they had 200 boats. I said, okay, if every one of those people went out and had to catch their own bait, they may catch 100 skipjack apiece. Okay, they're not going to use that many in the tournament, and they're going to be thrown back and wasted. Where if they buy 30 or 40 from their the bait guys there, the commercial fishermen that sell bait, it's more of a good use of the resource. I said, however, the bait guys are wanting to know how to do it legally. And what he told me is that he was going to get with the law enforcement side, and they needed to carve out a caveat for commercial fishermen and how many they could hold. That they probably, he said, I don't think they'll be able to have several hundred in a cooler at the boat dock selling. And you may have to go to their place of business and get them and buy them. I suggested too, I said, well, they've agreed that they keep a logbook of when the catch was and who caught them and what date, things like that. Glenn mainly came up with a spreadsheet that they could keep up with it, and that would allow them to keep several hundred baits on hand to sell for tournaments and all, and show that they were caught legally, over a period of time. And so he assured me that law enforcement section chief or whoever was there that day, but that they needed to make some kind of arrangement for Alabama. Let me be very specific. Alabama commercial fishermen who catch skipjack to sell to tournaments or to anglers that don't, I said it serves a good purpose. It serves a purpose, and it keeps a lot of waste down, I think, of the resource.
Yeah, and Mark, let me interrupt. They made it clear to you that this is really not aimed at the bait guys that are selling to the tournaments, correct?
They did not indicate that at all.
Right.
They indicated it was aimed at stopping our natural resource skipjack herring from going to other states and being sold.
Okay.
Similar to Tennessee. They said they enacted it based on Tennessee's statute of 100 limit. I said, well, there's just some clarification because we've got people with commercial licenses. And I suggested if you're going to sell an out-of-state commercial license, it costs 4 times as much as an in-state commercial license. And, make some arrangements that would allow the people here that are doing a good job to keep. Now, I think the commercial guys here are going to have to maybe make some changes in the way they do things, but I don't think anybody would be opposed. What I really think is going to happen is you may have a lack of fresh bait. You may start getting to where you're going to get frozen bait because these guys have to package that bait. They can't have on hand probably more than 100 fresh baits, at any given time. So people may have to start.
They also said that they've got they understand they need to do a little tweaking to this regulation, right?
Yes. I mean, when I explained it to him, he said, I see your point, and that wasn't really our intent. And, so it wasn't to put the commercial guys out of business here. It was to keep skipjack from going out of state is bad.
Okay. So Gerald Smith just brought up a good question. He said, so could I come to Wheeler and fish a tournament and buy 200 skipjack and bring them back to another state?
No. You can't leave the state with more than 100.
Okay.
Frozen or otherwise.
Question. So if he comes to Wheeler, fishes a tournament, and buys 200 skipjack, he better go through 100 of them.
Right. Technically, yes. He can only take 100 out of state.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. Could he sell, if he's got 150 left and he's got 50 that he's got to get rid of because he can't go over the state line with more than 100, can he sell those to his buddy legally?
They're not a game fish, so I think you probably could. It's illegal to sell.
I guess my question is, do they need a commercial license to sell fish, period? Frozen or not?
Technically, yes, but that's kind of like if I want to buy a weapon, I want to buy a gun, and I've got to buy from a dealer. But if I want to buy one from Glenn, me and Glenn can make our own deal and sell it, and I don't have to have a license, so it's kind of that same scenario.
Okay. Obviously, there's some tweaking that has to be done.
Yes, and
I think better understanding for all of us, and Mark, we certainly do appreciate the efforts that you make to get us a lot of these answers.
Yeah, let me make this clear.
If you don't know, Mark is co-director of M&J with Marty Heino.
Mm-hmm.
Mark is also an attorney, and he's a good one. He's very, very detailed, and we're very, very fortunate to have Mark working with us on conservation, on the Tournament Alliance, and so many other things. So, Mark, thank you very, very much for me and for all of us.
Yeah. One question that Marty Bardo asked there about Creel and possession limit, I spoke specifically about that issue to Mr. Harders, and he agrees with me that the Creel limit and possession limit is a daily limit, more or less.
One more time, Mark, you're breaking up.
Fisherman that has a different thing. I said, I spoke with Fred about a Creel limit and a possession limit, and he kind of agreed that that's a daily limit. Okay, because if not, you couldn't have more than 50 specks or crappie, whatever you want to call them, in your freezer, or 30 a day. So if you caught 2 days limit, put them in your freezer, you'd have over the limit. So we agree, as far as the recreational angler goes, that's a daily possession limit. He said, if you're in your boat or you're in your truck at the boat ramp and your cooler, you don't need to have more than 100 skipjack in there. Okay. If
so
you got
possession is with you, not in your freezer at home.
Right. That's in your possession, on the water, in your truck, whatever. But commercial fishermen are going to fall in a different category because they have a license, and their property can be inspected by DNR, and they can check what they've got. And that's the concern that they've come to me with, and they want to make sure that they comply with the law. That's where I think the log sheets are going to come in. If they keep up with their way they caught them, if they say, okay, you can have X number of skipjack, but you got to keep up where you caught them. But you can't sit at the boat ramp and have 200 in your back of your truck selling them out of the boat ramp. You're going to have 100. So that's where I think you're going to come into getting more frozen bait, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with frozen bait if it's done right. I pretty much just fish with frozen bait now, and I do just as well. So
David Funk brings up a good point. You can have all the regulations in the world, but if they're not willing to enforce it, that's a problem. And
that's true.
Some places that's unfortunate, because there's a lot. I shouldn't say some. There's a lot of places the enforcement is poor at best.
Yeah, this is going to be easy, though.
Sometimes you can't blame the states because they don't have the resources for it.
That's true, but you're going to see DNR, the game warden, sitting at the boat ramp. When you come in, he's going to look at people out there skipjack fishing, just like they do striper fishing or hybrid fishing. They're going to be counting fish. And when these bait boats come in, or we come in, they're going to say, well, let me count your skipjack there, bud. Just like doing Tennessee, you don't need to have over 100.
Mark, you're breaking up a little bit.
I said, when they count your fish, you need to have over 100. You just sit there at the boat ramp and check as you come in, like stripers and crappie and everything else. They sit there with binoculars and watch the bait boats catch them, or individuals catch them. And
now here's a question for you, Mark. Let's say you're out fishing with your buddy, and you bring your own cooler, and you have 100 skipjack in your cooler, and your buddy's got 100 in his.
That's fine.
That's okay.
You got 100 apiece. It's a per person limit.
Okay.
It's 100 per person. Recreational angler,
All right. Now, George Kuvar, who we all know is a great bait dealer. And his question is, so being a commercial bait dealer, I can catch 100 a day, freeze them, and go back the next day and catch another 100 as long as I record what I caught?
To answer George's question, not yet. that's what we're trying to get accomplished by meeting with Fred and the law enforcement to carve out an exception for commercial license holders that are going to sell that bait. So we're trying to get something set up for them so they can have X amount of skipjack in their possession, in their freezer, at home, or their place of business, and not be in violation of the law.
Right. And
Commercial
that's what we
is
said.
different than recreational.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying earlier, George, is that there's a little bit of refinement, I think, that's going to go on with this regulation.
Yes.
Right.
And they recognize that. At least I got them to recognize the need for that refinement. That's the important thing. They recognize there's a need to address that issue.
And that's what the efforts of the ACA is all about, is that we address things as we come across them, find them, or alerted to them. And it's great. I mean, we all come together, and Mark especially. I mean, you move forward and you address these issues, and you try to make them the best they can be. Michael Robinson made mention we need help in Kentucky. And Kentucky is always talked about. But Michael, you also have to remember too that folks like Steve Douglas and that group have done a pretty good job in Kentucky. You know, they've got I think it's a 1/34 inches in Kentucky. You know, the problem is regulation enforcement, not necessarily regulations in some of these states. So keep that in mind too. The regulations may be there, but the enforcement is less than we'd like to see. And there's other people that just ignore the regulations. You know, if you see something, as they say, if you see something, say something. If you go to the ACA website, in our resource section, we have the 800, what are they, hotlines, complaint lines, report lines, for pretty much every state that has one of those. Pick up the phone, call it in. You never know. There could be a game warden nearby that'll pull up to a ramp and, catch the person that is abusing the regulation. We have to somewhat police, our waters ourselves, because they don't have the resources to do it.
I can tell you, I counted up, Alabama has over, I think, 30 vacancies for game wardens. They're not filled at this time. 30.
Well, Mark, if you ever get tired of the law, you'd make a good warden.
Oh, I'd love it. You don't get time to fish or hunt, though. They're too busy. I know several of the game wardens around here, and they're like, we can't hardly find time to hunt or fish ourselves, But they're good people, and they're just trying to do what they say, what their bosses tell them, and we just got to get some clarification on some things.
And we will. We absolutely. Mark, how many more tournaments do you have this year for M&J?
M&J's got September and October. October will be our end of the year tournament that we'll do our points champion and all that kind of thing, and so we're looking forward to that. And then we got some things in the works for next year, and Marty and I are working on it diligently, and we may give y'all.
Can you give us a hint?
May give you a little hint that we've in partnership with Chris and Corey Ramsey. They've helped us out, and some other people in Glenn. We've got a couple locked in for a tournament trail. It's going to be called the Southern All-Star Catfish Series. This is in an effort. These will be Division I tournaments. It's in an effort to provide some Division I tournament trails or tournaments in this area that Brian and them got cat masters, and they're kind of maybe not coming east of the Mississippi. So we're trying to fill a little niche there. And we've got one locked in at Gunnersville Lake for May of 2022. It's going to be a 100-boat tournament at a Goose Pond Resort, city of Scottsboro. We're hoping to have one locked in the city of Gadsden on at Gadsden boat ramp there on the Coosa River, and final tournament probably down our way on Lake Seminole. And these, like I say, they'll all be Division Ones. There'll be point race tournaments to go along with Bama Blues tournament in January. So we're looking forward to that, and we hope we can get a lot of participation from people around here. Don't have to drive so far to fish at Division One, because this point race is crazy. Let's give more people a chance to fish.
I'll tell you, people are loving a points race.
Yeah,
I mean, you got for Division One, first place is $10,000.
I know, right? Yeah,
and you got a chance to win a boat.
Exactly. So between the Southern All-Star things and Bama Blues and Sea Art, that should put at least 5 tournaments in the immediate area for people in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Western Mississippi, Florida.
I think it's great.
Get their 5.
Thank you for the opportunity of allowing me to help you with it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's going to be a great tournament series. Marty's already chiming in saying that it's $15,000 first place prize.
That's right. We're looking at 15,000.
Clarification. That's if you get 100 teams.
That's correct. That's based on 100 boats. And Guntersville
unless Marty wants to guarantee that.
He could, but everybody knows Guntersville in May is on fire. So it's already locked in for May the 13th and 14th in Guntersville. So we'll have some, it's 2022, so we got a little time, but we're going to have stuff up. And hopefully we'll have the Gadsden one first in March, and then the other one in the fall.
Now I'm gonna go through 2 of the tournaments, the Alliance tournaments that I have.
Mm-hmm.
If the Tournament Alliance members would put their information into the system sooner, I could read it off from that. But I got 2 events that I know happened this weekend, and I've got results from it. They were both, I think, both night events. Bama Blues, first place was Team Slimecat, Justin Fick and David Swernigan, 134.1 pounds, Big Fish 68.9. Second place was Team DeWitt, Nooner Hall and Les Thompson. Man, they're always in the thick of it. 97.4 pounds. Third place, Team Excess Outdoors, Brad Holt, Ray Nix, and Joyce Holt. And Joyce had Lady Big Fish at 46.5 pound, I can't talk, 46.5 pounds. Now, they also paid fourth place, so I'm going to read this. Team DTF, Jack Woodall, and is it Jamie Collins, 83.55 pounds. They had a good event. Rod Rippin Catfish Trail, Dogtown results. Andy Williams and Rise Eubank, 93.4 pounds. Josh Vanover and Keith Terrence, 87 points even. And Henry Price and Stephen Francher, 84.6 pounds. So congratulations, all the winners. Congratulations to tournaments for doing such a great job. Rod Rippin does a terrific job. The Ramsey brothers, Chris and Corey, I'm always talking about them. I think they do a fantastic job, not only with their tournaments, but what they do for the catfish community is fantastic. Well, they set a great example for us all.
They do. And I know I was a little late, but we had a tournament back on August 14th, I think. And
that was a week ago.
I know, but I got to
put
our winning weight
on
in there.
The Monday following.
I understand that. I was in Helena, so
was I.
I was sidetracked, but our winning weight there was 177 point something pounds. Ronnie Dixon.
Are you just going off the cuff with this?
Yeah, I know. I remember what it was, 177. Doesn't matter. That was 177 pounds. And Ronnie Dixon, who's currently the first place person in Division 3, and Josh and Matt Gillis, I think, came in second with 100. 15 or 20 pounds, and they're still second and third in the ACA Division 3 points. They're right out of our trail down at M&J, and we're real proud of them guys. And we had a great tournament. We're looking forward to some big numbers in the next one.
Marty chimed in 177.45 pounds.
See, he remembers all them numbers.
He better remember that 15,000 too.
That's right. Well, it's going to be interesting because that tournament is going to run a little bit different than some others, as we're going to extend the fishing time just a little bit. It'll probably be closer to 10 hours instead of a straight up 8 hours, and I think people may find it better. So we're going to try to make a few changes and make it interesting.
Let me bring something up here real quick. I want to show folks, you don't even have to be an ACA member to see this. If you go over to the ACA page, AmericanCatfishingAssociation.com, and what you do is go to from the main page, go to the tournaments. Here's the nav up on top. Now, if you're not a member, you can go right over here to sign up, but go down here to tournaments, and all sorts of information about the ACA Tournament Alliance and those great tournaments that are involved with the Alliance are all here. And you can take a look at the tournament index, ACA points race, our tournament management software, tournament events calendar. Where's the last one here? And the ACA Tournament Alliance points race. And let's just go to the calendar here. It's going to take forever to load, right? Just my luck.
Only when you want it to.
Yeah, well, I got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So that's probably why. It'll come. There it is. Okay. So if you go here, you have a calendar of events. And you can see Division 1 in blue, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4. Okay. And you just click on these events. Okay. And you can just go to whatever event you're interested in. So here is North Mississippi Catfish Trail, which is that upcoming event this weekend for Fishing for a Cure. Again, if you want to go to catfishingforkids.com and sign up, you can do that. Tournament starts in 5 days, but it will take you to each of these events. And again, you can win a boat. So go to the American Catfishing Association.com, click on tournaments, and check them all out. There's a whole bunch of great events going on still left this year. You can grab some points, have some fun, win some money, and possibly win a new Sea Arc boat.
That's right.
Okay, Brian Mayo he's got something going on here. Oh, he's calling out his events.
I see that. That was good. That was good fishing there. That's some real good fishing.
Brian, you're supposed to have this into the system so I can get at these, so I can report them on Monday nights. You're not supposed to do it in the chat.
I saw the pictures of Danny and Jelena Huffman stuff. That was a good bag of fish. John Howard and them. Yeah. Excellent tournament.
But no, it's the tournament directors are doing such a great job. And Mark, you're certainly one of them. Brian Mayo. By the way, there was a great article written. Cam Pitts was featured on it. Aaron Churchwell, Chad Bailey, and I forgot the other person's name that was on there. But if you go to the ACA Facebook page, you'll see a link, and you'll be able to see the article regarding the Helena event. And I had the opportunity last week to do a radio interview, and it was I really enjoyed being able to give kudos to the folks at Helena, the anglers that participated, certainly Cat Masters, and most importantly, and you know this, Mark, you were there, the mayor of Helena, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Man, this guy just bends over backwards for the catfish community.
He
You
really
get a
does.
chance to go to Helena, great place to fish, one of the best catfish fisheries in the country. But let me tell you about two places there on Cherry Street, down Cherry Street on the right-hand side. Okay, look for a place called Delta Dirt Distillery. They make vodka out of sweet potato. And if you like dirty martinis, it is the best dirty martini I've ever had. Great tasting vodka. Family's going to do very, very well. I wish them all the success in the world. Now, down the street a little bit on the corner is the tavern. And they do a great job as well. So if you get to Helena, go check those businesses out and have some fun. Tell them the ACA sent you. So, Mark, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to give something away. What do you think?
Sounds good.
No matter how hard you try, keeping your rigs tangle-free is, well, challenging. Well, not anymore with Rig Wrap. Staying tangle-free has never been easier. Just wrap, close, rinse, and store. Simple, right?
Wow.
No matter the rig, Rig Wrap has a storage solution to keep you tangle-free. From conveniently small to offshore extra large, you'll never worry about tangled rigs ever again. Rig Wrap, the world's best fishing rig storage solution.
Hey, I just saved a whole bunch of money on my hotel room for this tournament. You know that ACA has over 800,000 businesses in that discount program?
Man, have y'all seen the resources on the ACA website? I mean, they've got everything on there you need to know about catfish.
All that stuff is great, but look at what they're doing for conservation. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not a member. Hello, ACA?
Cat River Anchors.
Did you know?
I need to start paying better attention because I was like, none of those.
None?
Yeah, I was thinking not 8, that's for sure, but
yeah,
I was wrong.
Well, that was specific too. It was to the flathead.
Right. Yep, I was wrong.
No, there were a lot of people that got it right, but shame on you.
I know.
You folks that got it wrong. Not you, Mark. Let's see. David Funk's in the house. Hey, David. 2 weeks, brother. Buffalo Bills bet some Pittsburgh Steelers. Get ready to get your butt handed to you. It's been going on for years, Mark. David Funk, great guy.
I understand.
You know,
Everybody's
he's always giving me a hard time about the Buffalo Bills.
Our football rivalries. Well, you're kind of Yankee-ish, so we cut you some slack.
What do you mean I'm kind of Yankee-ish? I've been in Florida for over 20 years. I'm kind of in between. I'm a Yank Billy.
You move up to the Panhandle, and then we'll talk.
My brother lives in the Panhandle. He lives in Tallahassee. Although he just sold the house and he's moving back down here to South Florida. So, but you know, what can I tell you? I'm from Buffalo. You know, people think that I'm in a mob. I'm not. I'm a nice guy.
You are a nice guy.
You know?
You're not necessarily a made guy. You're just a nice guy.
I'm not a made guy. No. No, I'm not made. Quick story. My uncle had an Italian import store in Niagara Falls. And every Saturday and Sunday morning, he'd bring in this fresh bread from this wonderful bakery. and there was a maid guy, one of the top dogs, came into his store one morning. And there were two guys that walked in the store, walked to the back of the store, walked to the front of the store, walked back to the back of the store, and then he came in with two guys behind him. And my uncle was like, his eyeballs were like this.
I imagine.
Yeah. So, but hey, everybody's got to make a living, right?
Everybody's got to make a living. That's right.
David Funk, the Buffalo Bills are not going anywhere. You got to be kidding me. That whole region would riot. He thinks they're going to go to Austin. The Buffalo Bills, they need a new stadium. So,
yeah.
And they're negotiating, and they're saying, "Hey, Austin, Texas wants us there."
I get more excited about college football than I do NFL stuff.
Well, you have to understand, Mark, as a Buffalo Bill fan, we were at 4 straight Super Bowls. We lost all 4. And then we had a drought that lasted 20 some odd years. So it was tough to be a Buffalo Bills fan. Now we've got this kid, Josh Allen, who I call the Rocket Man. I mean, this kid's got an arm like you wouldn't believe. They just paid him. Imagine being 23, 24 years old. He just got a contract for $253 million.
All I can say is roll tide.
I just need to be younger, taller, and can throw a football 60 yards.
More athletic, right? Yeah.
I'm athletic. I'm just beyond my prime.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, aren't we all? Yeah. Aren't we all? Yeah.
So let's give something away, Mark.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I got random.org here and all the names loaded up. If you register every week before 7, 8 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to get you on this list. If you don't quite make it, I'll pick you up next week I'll pick up this week for next week. So let's go ahead and randomize this.
Click, click, click. What's all on the wheel again, Glenn? I forget.
I got it.
Wait, tell us all what's on the wheel before you spin it.
You want to know? I got Sierra Boats, swag from Sierra Boats, Rippin' Lips.
Yeah.
An ACA membership.
Great hooks.
Mammoth coolers.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on the Mammoth coolers. I know there's been a few people that have won that, and we're waiting on the what do you call them? Those the
tumblers.
Tumblers. Thank you. They're going to have the ACA logo on it. It's going to be cool. Rig Wrap. Tackle Bandit.
Yeah.
B&M Fishing. I got to put like their 75-year logo on here.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that fantastic? They've been around for 75 years.
Great company.
Monster Rod Holders. Cat River Anchors. Just talked to John Orr today.
Great.
He's making he's doing an anchor for Mississippi River Monsters, and the monster caricature and the logo, that's what's going to be on the anchor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'll tell you something. That's probably the best anchor I've ever owned right there.
Yeah, he does a great job.
I've had a bunch. That's a really good anchor.
And you know what? He's a great guy. He's great for the catfish community. His wife. I mean, they do such a fantastic job. They give back is more than they take.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. So, anyways, Meat Hunter Rods, Charlie Crook. Charlie Crook has done so much for this upcoming event, the Fishing for a Cure. So, hats off to Charlie for all the effort that he's made in getting all of us together for that event. Bill Dance Outdoors. In fact, I'll get one right here.
I want one of them Tennessee hats.
There
you go. That's it. That's what I want.
And it's autographed.
Yeah.
And it's autographed. It's right here, baby.
Absolutely.
I got T-shirts. That's one stand-up guy.
It is.
He's
a fishing machine.
He's a machine, period.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, it's always go, 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 and he's always so gracious.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got that. Easy Sinker Slides. Pipeline tackle. If you need a reel repaired, whether you need it repaired or you need it tweaked a little bit,
Top notch.
those are the guys to call.
Top notch service there.
Oh, yeah. We do amazing things to fishing reels, and they do.
That's a fact. They do.
Yeah. Offshore tackle. They make great planer boards. And we're back to CR. So, you know who the winner is?
Who's that?
We talked about Brad Andrews, right? With Fishing for a Cure coming up.
Right.
He didn't win.
Okay.
But his wife did. Amber.
Oh.
So, Amber.
Okay. Well,
this spins for you, baby.
There you go.
Wouldn't you know it? Rig wrap.
Rig wrap.
I think Brad's got a whole bunch of them. I don't know what Amber's going to do with them.
We'll spin it again and give her something else.
I don't know if I can do that. I mean, that way you set a precedence and everybody's going to say, spin it again. I don't want that.
Well, I agree with Nooner Hall there a little bit, too, in his comment.
What did he say?
The hat bill worth a lot more for his Alabama hat. Roll Tide.
Wow.
Roll Tide. Nick Saban. Get Nick Saban signed hat. You can auction that off and raise a bunch of money.
Okay. Well, why don't you do that for your event?
I think I'll work on that.
I think you should. Matter of fact, get an Alabama jersey and have the entire team autograph it.
Wouldn't that be nice? We can frame it or something and have it. Do it.
You don't ask, you don't get.
Maybe we could get it at the awards banquet.
So Brad's giving me a ha ha ha. Brad, Amber won rig wraps. You can use more rig wraps. Okay.
You can't have too many rig wraps. You can't have too many rig wraps.
I agree 1,000% with that. Absolutely true. Mark, it's been a great night.
It has. I've enjoyed it immensely.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me
Thank
come
you
on.
for everything that you do.
I hope we answered a few questions for the guys with the skipjack stuff. And let me reassure them, just as soon as I hear back from Fred and they have something worked out, we'll get on and make an announcement about it so they'll know what's going on. I know that September 1st is coming up quick, and I kind of told him that, and these guys need some direction they want to go in. So, hopefully we'll get an answer back forthwith.
You know what we'll try to do? Why don't we try to get him here on ACA Live?
Fred or his boss or the director. Oh, we could try that. We could see.
Somebody that has the answers.
If they
Let's
could,
try to get
once
him
they
on.
make it, once they make a decision, I think we probably could. But they did agree that something had to be, middle ground had to be found for the commercial fishermen to do their thing.
I understand that they've got to have regulations to control the population of whatever it may be, whatever species. But I also think that they may have been a little bit too quick to pull the trigger on something that needs a little refinement.
Yeah, well, I don't think they just didn't maybe consider the commercial fishing side of it and how big catfishing's got in the past few years. I really don't think, and the Tennessee River right there, how much fishing goes on there, tournament fishing and just regular recreational catfishing. And that's why I told you I was working on a letter to send to all the advisory committee members, kind of explaining what's going on. I'm still working on that, and I'll send it to you for your approval once I get it done, and we can tweak it up. And that way, all these guys will be aware of more than just they got a study that shows declining numbers, but why and what the reality of the situation is from our perspective. As fishermen in the ACA.
Yeah,
we want them to stay there. We want to protect them too.
Sure. I mean, and it's not just in Alabama, it's around the country. We all have to be very responsible for the public fisheries. If you're out fishing, there's no bag limit in your state. Don't take home 100 catfish.
No.
Unless you're doing a big church fish fry or something.
You can catch all the small fish you need. You can catch all the small fish you need for a fish fry and let those big ones go.
Yeah. Just
plenty
everybody
of small
be responsible. Fish. If everybody does a little bit, the end result is going to be huge.
That's right. That's right.
So, hey, you know what? Talking about huge, and before we leave the show, and those that have already left are going to miss this. Mark, and you know this, we talked about this. It looks like this is going to happen. We're going to extend the 2022 points race 2 months into 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So the season then will become March through February every year. So that's why we extended this next go around. So we start getting on that time frame. Now, what we're going to add to this is in March of every year, because it ends in February, in March of every year, we're going to have our awards banquet. We're going to have the Hall of Fame inductees. And we're going to establish a championship tournament event.
That's going to be great.
That's when we're going to give away the boat every year. And CR's already stepped up for next year. There's going to be a boat to win next year. And it could be even something nicer. It's going to be custom wrapped. And not that what we're giving away this year isn't nice. It's fantastic.
No, that's a very nice
great boat. But Steve Henderson said, we'll see what we can do. So, hey, it could be another protege, but it could be something different.
That's right.
Okay. Now, here's something else. That giveaway boat, if you're an ACA member and you renew for 2022, if you're not an ACA member and you join, you get a chance to win the boat too now. So just being an ACA member gets you an entry to win the new CR.
That's great news.
Yeah, great.
And
so it's like a $50 raffle every year. It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's right, really.
And so with that, you get a membership.
That's right.
And you get all the great discounts. You save like several $100s on that discount program, right?
Oh yeah, I saved a bunch of money. I think it was a CR tournament with a hotel reservation, and otherwise it was going to cost quite a bit more. And I saved about $25 a night using the discount program.
Yeah, no, it's a great program, and that's only one of many things.
Well worth looking into and putting your dates in there.
Yeah.
And,
so
I think
we have a lot of tournaments coming up.
Be looking at. Yeah.
We've got a lot of tournaments coming up. There's Alton coming up. We've got TWR, or no, what is it? Ryan Lawrence's events.
TRCC.
I can never remember the acronym. M&J's got more coming up.
Yeah, September.
Mississippi River Monsters.
MRM
Mississippi
coming up
River Monsters, right?
Yeah, I'll be out there for that. Marty and I'll be there at MRM. We got several of our guys.
MRM is going to be a blast.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
MRM is going to be a blast.
Looking real forward to it.
We're doing something a little different with MRM this year. Every year you have the captain's meeting on Friday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to hustle out of there and go get ready for fishing, just a few hours later. And I suggested to George, I said, why don't we move the captain's meeting to Thursday night and make Friday more of a relaxed day? You can go pre-fish, you can go tour Memphis, go to Elvis's place, whatever. Do what you want to do on Friday. Seminars, there's some great seminars going to be on Friday, but there's no rush to get back, to get rigged up, and to get ready to fish. So because of COVID and everything else, we're going to do Mississippi River Monster Big Bash on Thursday night at the new Radisson Hotel in West Memphis this year. So if you're fishing the MRM event, Thursday night at the Radisson in West Memphis, be there. We're going to give away prizes every 15 minutes. We got a Calcutta cash bar. They got great food. So come on over to the Radisson and let's have some fun.
Yep, I'll be staying there at the Radisson too, so I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can all stumble back to our rooms.
Be ready to fish Saturday or Friday.
Hey, by the way, did you win or lose in Helena?
I caught
I saw
fish
you
in
at the
Helena. I
slot.
consider that a win.
Well, no, I'm talking about the slots.
Oh, I won and then I lost. So, you know.
Yeah.
I was up, then I went and played again the next night and went down. But my first time on the Mississippi River, I considered catching fish was a win. So
oh yeah,
I was proud to catch a few fish and some decent fish, and hopefully I learned enough to do better at Memphis, maybe. So
yeah, I was up there for my birthday, and I had the great honor of fishing with Roy Harkness, Don Sweat, and the legend himself, Bill Dance.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great birthday present.
I tell you what, I did have happen at Helena. I never have happened before. I had a darn Asian carp jump across the bow of my boat, slap me in the chest, and jump out the other side at dark and scared the bejesus out of me.
You should have grabbed it. Great bait.
Alabama.
Great bait.
I know, but shoot, that thing weighed 40 pounds. If I'd have been standing up, he'd have knocked me down.
A whole lot of bait.
I know, but that was wicked, man. We don't have them down here, so that was a new experience.
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah, knock on wood.
Hey, Brad Andrews is chiming in here. www.catfishingforkids.com. Okay, it's this Saturday. There's about 20 or so spots left, 25 spots left. Great event.
Great event.
It's for the kids. It's for St. Jude's.
Anybody can make it over there to go fish that.
Get over there. And the boat giveaway is phenomenal.
Oh, it is.
It's custom wrapped. It's got all sorts of great goodies on it.
Yeah.
If you go back to last week's show, Brad gave us a tour in the dark of the boat.
That boat's awesome.
Boat's great.
Somebody's going to be real lucky to get that, and it's going to go for a good cause. It's a very, very nice boat.
Hey, if you win the boat, keep the wrap on it. It's a cool wrap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And Brad's knocking himself out.
He's done a great job with that.
He really does. He really does.
I hadn't known Brad that long, but he's an excellent guy, and he's a dedicated person to catfishing, and he gives it his all. I'll give him that.
He's not as lucky as Amber, though.
No.
Amber won. He didn't win.
Apparently not. Yeah. I'm going to get my wife to sign up so she can win something for me.
Yeah. Brad said, wait till you see it in the sunlight. He's right. It's a beautiful boat. Beautiful. There's pictures of it on the ACA Facebook page. We've got pictures there. Sierra's got some. I know that Brad's got pictures. They're floating all over the place. If you see, Fishing for a Cure logo on the side of a black great sea arc river. Is it a river cat?
I believe it is a river cat.
2016, something like that.
Yeah.
It's got 115 Suzuki on it. I think they should put a 300 on it.
Let it go. Rock it out.
100 miles an hour, baby.
That's right. Rock it on.
But hats off to Steve Henderson and the crew at Sea Arc.
Yeah.
They're so generous to the catfish community to do so much for us. And certainly Suzuki and Marine Master Trailer, they're all stepping up as well. Yeah. And again, hats off to Charlie Crook at Meat Hunter Rods for helping put all that together. They do such a great job. Mark, one last time, give us a little bit of overview for this benefit tournament you're going to be doing.
September the 11th, Chattahoochee River. It's going to go to benefit Valerie Sasser, the wife of Brandon Sasser, one of our anglers. M&J's been with us for years. Young couple. She's got a serious medical condition that she's fighting, and they got 3 small children. They just need all the help they can get to, help them with these medical bills, and we're trying to help defray some of those costs. He's a jam-up young man, and she's a young woman. They're both in their early 30s, and we just hate that they're going through this, and we're just – M&J's a family. We try to take care of our own, and we're going to give this tournament for them and raise some money and do some other things, and then we're going to probably do some stuff for our buddy Joe, who was in a bad traffic accident. He's laid up in the hospital, and we're going to try to get some stuff for him because we take care of our own in the catfish community. And if anybody would like to make a donation or come fish a tournament, you're welcome to contact me or Marty, and we'll go on from there. We sold my smoked bologna at the last tournament. You ain't had my smoked bologna yet, Glenn. I have to get you some. You'll like it.
Bring me any.
Well, I'll try to bring you some to Memphis, but honestly, we sold almost 30 rolls of that, and all the money went to Brandon. It was quite a bit, and so we're just doing stuff every time, raffling stuff off and giving stuff away, and every little bit helps. They're making a lot of trips back and forth to the hospital and doctor's offices, and it helps with travel expenses. Anything we can do to ease their burden a little bit, we're trying to do, because they're just good people, and that's the way you do. You look after each other. We'd encourage anybody that wants to come down and fish. If you need directions or you need to know how to get there, just call me or Marty, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction.
Terrific.
And we got a great fishery, by the way, 180 pounds, 177 pounds. We got a good fishery. So
yeah, we do.
People don't realize it, but it's a real good fishery we got.
We've almost gone an hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes, or 20 minutes we've gone.
Well, we're long.
Good show. Thank you.
It was.
A lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not a member of the ACA, give us a look. Join. Help make a difference. Go to jointheaca.com. Hey, at the very least, you get a great hat.
There you go.
Yeah, see? There's the hat right there.
Well, somewhere.
And if you're a charter member, it's in the member where it says member here, that's in gold. And on the back, it says charter member.
Yeah.
So just to give you a little bit of difference, and thank you very much for your support.
For $50 a year, it's an excellent program, and we're getting off to a good start. It's starting to roll now. Things are starting to roll.
Yeah.
The conservation side, the tournament side, things are getting worked out. Yep. Wrinkles are getting ironed out. The program with the tournament software program is working excellent. People are putting their stuff in, and from an alliance.
Well, when they do put it in.
Well, from an alliance perspective, I've been very pleased. I'm starting to get to where I can use it. So these guys, and I think next year we're looking forward to having some new divisions and things like that that's going to encompass even more recreational anglers into the ACA. So I'm excited.
Yeah, what we talked about real quickly is we actually talked about consolidating Division 3 and 4, and then that way we have those 3 divisions, and then adding a 4th division, which would be a bank division.
That's right.
Start including the bank guys.
That's right. So, we don't want to leave anybody out.
I think that might be a great. No. The ACA is all inclusive.
It is.
That's the neat part about it, and like we've said all along, it was created to bring the catfishing community together. So,
I'm
join,
excited.
Make a difference. Let's have some fun.
I agree.
Mark, thanks again.
You're welcome.
Have yourself a good week. Everybody, next week we'll see you. Same time, same place.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good week.
It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.